Namaste, Jai Bharat. Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a text about which everyone must have heard of. Many must have read it. Many draws inspirations from it. And Gita actually compresses, in a nutshell, all Bharatiya knowledge traditions' essence, gist, and presents in an acceptable manner to common people. One thing that Gita says is that whenever there are difficulties of especially the dharmic kind, Avtars will take place. Whenever there are difficulties, Avtars will take place. We all know the mantra, the sloka very clearly. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever sadhu, paritranaya sadhunam, sadhu doesn't mean only sannyasi. Sadhu means all good, well-meaning people here in this context. And vinashaya cha dushkrita, whatever, whosoever is evil doing, the dushkritas, etc. Dharma has to be re-established. Dharma samsthabana arthaya sambhavami, that is, Avtaras will take place from point to point, from time to time, from point to point. Let me just briefly talk about some such explicitly evident avatars. 1. There was a time, see, the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition had its beginning, development, growth, and there also was some kind of decline, in the sense going down. Not because of the strength of the knowledge tradition from within, but because of the mediocre people getting into it and the peripheral way of understanding it, and then lot of other personal interests which were getting into, etc. And then the intervention came from none other than Mahavira Swami as well as Gautama Buddha, who tried to restructure, and they did succeed to a great extent. Then subsequently there was a time, the Buddhist scholars, of course, Buddha had his own reasons not to explicitly mention the Vedas or Upanishads, and we understand the reasons very well, but many of his scholars did not know that what Buddha is basically talking about. What Buddha is basically talking about is the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition. Many of his the followers were not quite aware of. Then it flourished, say 1,000 years plus, 2,000 years, something like that. Then there was a period, then Bharat had something like near 7 lakhs of universities, and the knowledge did flourish. Only thing, none of them were giving credit to the root of such knowledge tradition, which is the Veda Upanishad knowledge tradition, and then comes one Avtara, Shankaracharya. Of course, you can simply call him as an Avtara because many things he does or he did, we just can't comprehend with the common mundane intellect. I'll call it as mundane intellect. What Shankaracharya did, you just find out. You can research, you can understand. So, that's one thing. Suddenly he re-established the glory of the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition in a very full-fledged manner. That's one thing. Then we have the very sad period of the Mughal rule, Mughal domination, etc., where the majority of people of this nation, the Hindus, they were morally down, morally weak. It was not common for the Hindus to stand up and speak, because they were subjected to unimaginable humiliation. What are the torture, etc., let it be, but humiliation. The Sikhs, of course, came very formidably but were restricted to some pockets only. They could not spread the length and breadth of Bharat. They tried. 6, of course, stood up. But they were really fighting very hard. There comes a second Avtara, who is none other than Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He made a stand up. He made the Hindus strong, formidable, and powerful enough to face the challenge. His story also you know. Second Avtara. Third Avtara is right in front of you. I need not to mention the name. A nation which had been very badly treated by the European model rulers for all these 70 plus years. We were not growing at all. We were not going beyond a point. We lived with our compulsions and coercions the nation. And here comes somebody who releases us from all those things. This, of course, is the third Avtara. You know who I referred to. Because I written an article way back in 2003, I suppose. No? Yeah, 2003, which was published. So this is what happens in our nation. Whenever we are in difficulty, there is always someone. Now, one more thing. In different corners of Bharat, different people intervene with the society and do tremendous social engineering, restructuring. Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati is one such. And if you look at the length and breadth of Bharat, you will find such many masters of Maharshis. But there are people who are also not Maharshis. They intervene in the society and do such social engineering that the society is bettered. So this dynamics goes on in the nation throughout the history. It had been in the past, it is going on even now, and it will continue to be so. So anyone, any Sorosian thoughts of destruction of Bharat is absolutely in vain. Don't waste your time and energy in your programs and dreams of destroying Bharat for the sake of his great grandson, whatever it is. So we meet again. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.